The laughter was still echoing in my head when I put the fork down. We were halfway through dinner at her sister's house. Polished plates, soft lighting, wine that tasted more expensive than the company deserved. I had just said it casually, almost playfully. "Can't wait for the family reunion next weekend." Her sister, Lena, snorted before she could even swallow. "You're not invited," she said. "It's for real family." The room erupted in laughter. Even my wife, Emily, covered her mouth, pretending to scold her sister while smiling. The moment lasted 3 seconds, long enough to brand itself into memory. I smiled too, not the kind that hides pain, the kind that hides thought. When the laughter died, I stood, placed my napkin on the table, and said, "Excuse me." No anger, no scene, just silence and retreat. They watched me leave, thinking I was fragile. They were wrong. The drive home was quiet. No music, no lights, just the rhythm of my thoughts tapping against the steering wheel. That one sentence, "real family," kept repeating. Not because of the insult, but because Emily didn't defend me, didn't even flinch. I'd built everything we had, the house, the accounts, the vacations they bragged about. And yet, in their eyes, I was temporary, replaceable, convenient. I reached home, poured a drink, and stared at the family photo on the mantel. Smiles. Lies, frozen in frame. I didn't feel rage. I felt calculation. Over the next few days, I moved silently. Emily didn't notice the changes. She never did. She thought the finances ran themselves, that the joint accounts replenished endlessly. She forgot who designed the system, who owned the architecture behind her comfort. I watched, listened, waited. Every call she took with her family, I could read it in her tone. That same arrogance, that same blind assurance that I'd always be there, footing the bill, playing the fool. When she mentioned needing funds for the reunion, I said nothing. When she laughed on the phone about how he's finally learned his place, I noted the time, date, and words. No confrontation, not yet. Revenge is an art of patience. 4 days later, she tried to withdraw $2,400. Joint account. Her card. Denied. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed. Her message, "Something's wrong with the bank. Can you check?" I didn't reply. I sent a screenshot instead. Payment denied. Must be that family-only policy. 3 dots appeared, then vanished. No response. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was filled with realization. That night, she came home late. I could hear her pacing before she entered the living room. "You locked me out of the account?" she asked, voice trembling between anger and disbelief. I looked up from my book. "No," I said calmly, "I locked me in." Her eyes darted, first shock, then fear. "You're being ridiculous. It was just a joke." "Was it?" I asked softly. "Because I didn't laugh." She stepped forward, tears threatening. "Please, it was Lena's comment, not mine. You're overreacting." I closed the book slowly. Overreacting is emotional. I'm being practical. She tried again, her voice breaking. "You can't just—" "I can," I interrupted, and I did. She froze. The realization landed hard. She'd lost control of something she never valued until it was gone. 2 days later, the knock came. Loud, urgent, angry. I opened the door to find her father standing there, red-faced, the kind of man who believed volume equaled authority. Behind him, Emily stood, pale, eyes pleading. "You think you can humiliate my daughter like this?" he barked. "Lock her out, embarrass her? You've lost your damn mind." I leaned against the doorframe. "Interesting," I said. "You weren't this protective when she laughed at me." He blinked, confused by calmness. "This isn't about that dinner. It's about patterns," I replied. "About how she, and all of you, forgot who built your comfort. Who paid for that little reunion." He stepped closer. "You're not family, son. You never were." I smiled faintly. "Exactly. And then I shut the door. His fists pounded against it for a moment before silence swallowed the noise. They eventually left. Of course they did. Later that evening, she texted, "I'm sorry. Please, can we talk?" I stared at the screen. The apology felt transactional. Not remorse, just regret. I typed a single line. "Family doesn't need permission to belong," then turned off my phone. In the days that followed, her messages became longer, softer, more desperate. I read every one, replied to none. I didn't do it to hurt her. I did it to show her what absence really feels like. She had excluded me from a table I paid for. Now she was learning what exclusion truly meant: silence, distance, consequence. She called once, sobbing, "Please, I'll fix it. Just tell me what to do." I almost felt something. Almost. But then I remembered her laughter, the casual cruelty of it, the way she let them define me as not family. So I said quietly, "You can't fix what you don't respect," and hung up. Weeks passed. The reunion came and went. Photos appeared online, smiling faces, empty eyes. She wasn't in them. Her family had quietly dropped her too. Once the money disappeared, so did their affection. I didn't gloat, I just observed. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction, it's revelation. Watching someone realize they were never valued beyond what you provided. She moved out eventually. No fight, no